where you go out in the middle of winter into
Tummo.
it's Tummo only.
Yeah, Tummo only. So basically, we receive a very special set of teachings from our Guru, His Holiness the Gyalwang Drukpa. Uh, and if you want to know, honestly speaking, okay, now this is a good opportunity for me to give people a more visual medium to experience Tantric Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, Himalayan Buddhism, however you want to call it, on social media. Okay, so Guruji is very skillful in his own way. He has founded his monastery in Nepal, and he believes a lot in feminism, women rights. So he has almost exclusively taken female monks. We call them nuns. And Guruji, in his own creative, skillful method, he has taught them kung fu. So they're known as kung fu nuns, very famous. They've appeared in multiple documentaries, featured on BBC and so on. You should check them out on Instagram. They have this page, and they practice self-defense. They encourage feminism. They encourage women rights. They do lots of cycle yatras to raise awareness about women rights. They do lots of padyatras, and they also, if you check their Instagram account on the YouTube, also you can see a lot of rituals, tantric practices that they do in the monastery, Guruji's monastery in Nepal. So that gives you a glimpse into how these practices are done. I mean, obviously, each and every detail won't be there, but sometimes you can follow it a live stream, of a certain practice. You can just watch it on your iPad or on your iPhone, and you can just listen to it. It's incredible. So right now, I'm sure there's so many different lineages, so many different monasteries who practice the purest form of Vajrayana. But as much as I know, in my own limited knowledge, the one that is practiced most faithfully and truthfully are my spiritual sisters, the Kung Fu nuns. Really, you should check them out. They are incredible. And they do this, Tummo. Last year, they got permission to shoot from far when they were entering the mountain and coming down. The beginning and the ending of the practice. Obviously, they were not, they don't have the permission to be shot video while they're actually doing it. But they're incredible. In Ladakh, there is a place called Kotha in eastern Ladakh, where even fulgobi, cauliflower, you have to boil in a pressure cooker 7 CTs, 7 whistles. Only then it cooks. That is the level of altitude we are talking about, the level of coldness. Yeah, even cauliflower takes 7 whistles in a pressure cooker to cook. There, they go to the mountain and they practice Tummo. And they wrap their bodies with wet shawls and they dry it with their inner heat. And they dry it multiple times.
This is out in the open, right?
Out in the open, in the middle of January. And they usually start around 11 p.m. and finish by 7 a.m. at the coldest day of the year. And they only employ breathing, visualization, some mantras preparation that takes place. They do some very specific practices, yoga practices, breathing that they prepare themselves, and their unwavering faith in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and our Guru and our lineage. So that it's incredible, man. I mean, it's something that you should look up and try to get a glimpse into.
How many years of practice does it take to even qualify to do Tummo?
It doesn't take that much. It's not a very tough practice to learn, but to perform it fearlessly without getting scared of hypothermia and death. I mean, it's very intimidating. All of a sudden, somebody is telling you to go to minus 30 in the middle of the night with a group of, spiritual people who are not talking to each other, just chanting mantra in their meditation. You prepare for a month, very strict diet. No, I'm not allowed to talk too deep into it, but basically no external sources of heat, just internal heat. So you're not allowed to eat chili. You're not allowed to bask in the sun, no sunbathing. You're not allowed to even touch sun rays. So you have to jump like a ninja from shadow to shadow. I felt like Assassin's Creed, Really, when we were doing this, jumping from like a ninja, jumping from shadow to shadow, and no heating, no heating of any kind. So basically just your practice, and then you have to perform it. And the main reason is to burn your negative emotions, your negative karma, all kinds of negativity that is in the past, in the present. Yeah, so it's incredible. It gives you a sense of power. It gives you a sense of confidence that is incredible.
It's one night.
Yeah, they usually do it for one night. Yes, but it doesn't take that long to to understand the practice. But then to prepare for the practice until you receive Guruji's permission, that can take I think a few years. Maybe you have to do a lot of preliminaries. You need to have a good grounding into your understanding of Buddhist philosophy. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for Instagram? Are you doing it for YouTube? Are you doing it for mundane gratification, or are you doing it for spiritual purpose? So if your intentions are right, if your motivation is right, if you're doing it based on karuna, maitreya, uh, endeavor to achieve wisdom, then you get permission. It's incredible.
How do you feel the next day?
Next day, you feel relieved. You feel, I'm talking from a very mundane perspective, you feel happy that you haven't died. Yeah, but you feel very happy. This happiness, we call it great bliss. It just flows in your body, in your nadi, the psychic channels, because of your breathing, because of your visualization. There is this happiness that literally flows. Happiness literally flows in your body. And you're not having a coffee, you're not dancing, you're not watching a movie, you're not doing anything sensually pleasurable. You're just like this, and you can't help feeling happy. You even your pores of your body, you can feel the hair rising. You just feel this happiness oozing out of the pores. It's incredible. So that's where I discovered that what we know of happiness in the mundane world, they're not real happiness, they're pleasures. And we think of them as happiness. So when we watch a nice movie, or when we see something beautiful, like, I don't know, whatever you want to see, it's pleasure to the eye sense. When you wear some nice clothes, when you go in air conditioning, there is pleasure to the touch. When you eat something nice, there's pleasure to the taste. So these are pleasure, sensual pleasures. They're not happiness. I think real happiness comes from within. It is spontaneous, and you're the only obstacle to achieving your happiness. You're the only one that's standing in the way. So the moment you change your focus from outside to inside, the moment you undertake this inward journey, you start going deeper and deeper into yourself. You start getting to know yourself first very well. That gives you a sense of confidence. Then you understand how the world also functions very easily, simultaneously. That doesn't create too much conflict. You're at peace almost all the time. So it becomes livable. It becomes livable in a city. Otherwise, come on, Ranveer, the world is, as we know, it is very unlivable. There's so much grinding that happens all the time. Even if somebody asks you, how are you? You have to smile and say, I'm okay. But inside, I always say, nobody's okay. Everybody has a crack, a big crack, a small crack. Doesn't matter how rich you are. You've seen, what does it bring? It doesn't bring lasting happiness. It brings momentary pleasure, but then they become a memory, and sometimes they become addictive, and you want to keep recreating those pleasures. People get stuck in debt and bad habits, and it goes pretty much south. Yeah.